single-handedly broke up my marriage. You're an awful person.
You're 24 years old. Why would I listen to you? Why would you be giving therapy and advice to people who clearly need it? It doesn't make any sense, Ari. This is a horrible idea.
You're listening to
unlicensed therapy with Ari Manis.
The wood I got from Home Depot, and then the sign I got on Etsy on the internet.
Nice.
Yeah, pretty
so
fancy.
So you put this on?
And because the walls were so old, normally you're supposed to nail them in.
Yeah.
But the nails would just crumble the wall. So I just got, what's it called?
Glue?
It's like glue. It's a construction adhesive.
Oh.
And they're all just glued up there.
So when you do it to move to the other side, you're going to have the same background thing?
Yeah, I haven't decided yet if I'm going to take all this down and move it or just get new ones and put it up over there because it might be
easier.
A pain in the ass, but would save money too.
It's nice and simple, but clean. It's cool. I like it.
Yeah. I noticed I looked up every comedy podcast that's popular on the internet, and they all have wood paneling in the background. I'm like, why break what's working?
Makes sense.
Seems like all the big dogs have it.
That's true. Why not? Yeah.
Why break it?
I mean, it became such a huge thing. I mean, like Theo, what we're talking about.
Theo, wood paneling.
Yeah. And
Tom Segura, wood paneling. Joe Rogan, wood paneling. They all have wood paneling.
Huh.
Fighter and the Kid, wood paneling.
You would panel the whole, his room. You would panel the room, would panel the crib.
Yeah. I should just wood panel my whole life.
Just wood panel
and then
yourself.
I'd be a star.
Yeah.
Put wood all over my body. I got some wood right here for you.
Okay. You see the truck? That's the...
See, that's why the studio isn't good.
That's why you're like...
You hear that beeping noise?
That's for you because of that joke. It's going to throw in the trash. It's a trash joke.
It's a trash joke. What's new with you? I haven't seen you in probably like 3.5 years.
Are we started already?
Sure.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I know you've been missing in my life.
Yeah, where you been?
I don't know. I was waiting for you, but you just, you kind of just.
We've both just been busy.
I guess we definitely both have been busy. Yeah. I've been. What else? I mean, when was the last time we hung out?
That's the thing. It's been a long time.
You don't even know. Wow, it feels like this is like we broke up and then we just ran into each other in the supermarket.
We did a little show. You guys might have heard of it called The Office.
It's not The Office. You keep saying that. It was completely different than The Office.
Me and Francisco, we starred in this little web series called The Office.
It's not The Office.
It was made by NBC.
It's called Break Time.
Oh, Break Time.
Break
That's
Time.
Right.
And it wasn't made by NBC. But it took place in a rental car company in the break room. So it's just the fact that it was because it was during office hours doesn't make it The Office.
No, it was very different than The Office. I just think it would have been funny to call it The Office.
Well, that would have been funny. Yeah, would have taken down. I mean, at least maybe people would have watched it more. That would have been the thing. It's like YouTube is like, look, you gotta take this shit down. It's like you got a lot of views, but you gotta take it down because it's against the law.
It's all about getting those eyeballs.
I know. No, but that was fun.
Yeah.
That was like, fun. I mean, at the end of the day, those are things that
I gotta do more stuff like that.
It's just about doing shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing about it. It's like I'm at the end of the day, at least I'm proud that we did it. You know what I mean? That it's there. I can always show it to people. People like. I mean, it's something. And that's another thing too is like being proud of it. You know what I mean? Like something that's like because sometimes you do shit. You're like, oh, what did I do that? Like this is stuff that I'm like, I can still show it 10 years later. I'm like, yeah, that was good. I liked it. Yeah. So it's like, but yeah, it's been since then, right? That we've been
or maybe some Mossma horror stuff you did.
Yeah, some of that too, and then but yeah, you've been on the road a lot. That's why you've been
I've been on the road. I gained weight since I went on the road. That's
because now you're like because now you're making making money. That's why.
No, it's not even. It's not the money. It's the
being on the road. Yeah, there's no way.
Yeah, you just can't. I don't exercise. I eat junk.
There's no other way that you can. I mean, when you're on the road, it's like even if you try to eat well, even if you try to exercise, you still like the hours are so weird. Like you get in one
you're
day,
in a car, you're on a plane,
you're tired. You're like you gotta wake up. And at the end of the day, it's like most of the times like you don't even have time for anything. Just to be ready for the show, and then the next day you gotta leave or whatever, or you stay and like, oh, sorry, no. So it's like there's no really way to.
Yeah, it's tough. You've been doing a lot of road stuff too. I feel like.
Yeah. I've been doing my thing has been slowly changing to doing more clubs, which is cool. Like headliner clubs and like which talking about the whole thing about like it's like
they don't pay enough.
They don't pay enough.
Like you. no offense, you're probably getting like a base level headliner rate.
Yeah. Of course. I mean, 'cause
right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not compared to colleges. What I do is like
it pays less, but it's a better audience probably.
Of course. Yeah. I think you can definitely. I think
you build more of a fan base.
You build more. I think that's the key. You build definitely more of a fan base doing clubs. That's why it's like. You got to do both. You got to combine. I mean, for me, like what I'm doing, I'm combining, like, doing
the best is when you could rat them together.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
I do. Like, so I do a show at college and then I do a club. You know? So it's like, at least I'm not losing money on just, so if I'm not doing that much on the thing, I already got paid by the college and I got paid the whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's,
Colleges, I feel like, are perfect for a Hispanic man right now. I don't think they want white guys.
Really?
Straight white
Is
guy.
that what they say?
That's my excuse. That's what I tell people I don't do colleges. Oh, I'm a straight white guy.
Oh,
they don't want me.
So that's what SWG mean, right?
Straight white guy.
I thought it was always like some porn. You know how they have like big BW, B, whatever it's called?
Yeah, it's that too.
Is
it
that
could be
too?
both the straight white guy category of porn. No, I don't know.
Oh, okay. I don't know. So that's, So you're a straight white guy.
Well, it's funny. My whole life growing up,
Yeah.
I was considered a Jewish guy.
Yeah, you're the kid. Yeah.
I've never been called white. I was always in a different category. I never felt like a normal person, mostly because other people put me in this
Put you
other
in that thing, and then you
like,
you
Jewish
believe
guy.
it. Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, I guess that's what I am.
Yeah.
And then I moved to Los Angeles, and now all of a sudden I'm a straight white guy. So it's pretty interesting.
What was the change? How did that happen? Why? Because there's Jewish people here.
I think it's because Jewish people are very common here, and run, a lot of Hollywood.
Yeah.
Or not run, but there's a lot of Jews working in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Some would say would run Hollywood. I would say it's just
like
a lot of Jews in Hollywood.
I think as a Jewish guy you would say some, but as a straight white guy you would be like a lot of them.
So ever since I moved here, it's like all of a sudden people are like, "You're a straight white guy." I'm like, "I am."
Wow.
Okay.
So
cool.
is that? Do you like that? Do you like to hear that, or do you prefer to be in the?
I don't care.
Jewish guy? Yeah,
I am what I am.
Does it even matter?
Yeah, doesn't matter to me. It matters to some people.
It's
though.
very it's like all these categories that I think that's the thing. Like what happens here is like all the time, like all over you're always in a box. You're always put in a box. It's like, can you just be an American person? No, you gotta be like a Jewish. You gotta be white. You gotta be black. You gotta be Latino. Okay, so what Latino? What kind of Latino are you?
Right.
Right now, I'm like, okay. It's always like it's always trying to divide.
People latch on to certain things.
Yeah.
And same thing when it comes to performing. Like I used to open for Polly, and I mentioned being Jewish once in my set, and people would come up to me after my set and go, "Oh, you're that Jewish guy who talks about being Jewish." I'm like, I mentioned it one time. I didn't mention it at all.
I don't do Jewish material.
Now I have like one joke that's really edgy, and
yeah.
people come up to me after and they'll be like, "You're that edgy comic." I'm like, I did like one or two edgy jokes. Most of my set wasn't edgy.
All right. And then if you don't do that and you're like, "Hey, you're that straight white guy."
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember anything you said, but you're straight white. No, that happens to me too when obviously when I go up and until I build a huge fan base, I have to really always kind of introduce myself. And I think that's any comic should do, in a way, But I always have to say that I'm from Venezuela and all this stuff or whatever, But
you have an accent.
I have to address it to all that stuff. But I try to do it as quickly as possible to then just talk to whatever I want to do.
Right.
But then, the same thing happens after shows. It's like, "Oh, hey, Venezuela."
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, okay, but
I'm also just a regular guy.
Yeah, I did 40 minutes of
I've lived here for 20 years. I can talk about other things.
Yeah.
And
it's funny you mentioned that because it's about belonging, because it's that's the thing too that always happens to me. I always felt, even to this day, I'm always felt like I'm not belong to one category, because I've been living, like you said, I've been living most of my life here in the U.S., but I was born in Venezuela and I have the accent, so I don't consider myself 100% Venezuelan. I don't consider myself 100%, but it's always like people put you in no, you're that. Like people say, "Why don't you talk about Venezuela a lot?" I'm like, no, because I live here.
And I've lived here a long time. I grew up here.
And I don't, what I see is what I hear from my family, and I will talk about it a little bit, but that's not my expert. And
then when you go back to Venezuela, do you feel a little whitewashed there? People are like, "Oh, he's kind of not that Venezuelan."
Yes, for sure. Even even I have the accent that I speak or the words that I might use are maybe old people, people don't use it anymore or whatever. It's
you can't keep up with the lingo.
I'm like, "Hey, groovy."
I can't keep up with the lingo in
right
America,
now. Yeah.
so it doesn't matter.
I mean, everything now changes too. Like it's like
lit. Like what's lit? mean?
Lip or lit?
Lit. People use that a lot.
Yeah, that means
means.
it's like you're cool. Like it's cool. It's hot.
Yeah. So
there's
I don't
other
use
ones that
word.
there's even
Yeah.
I knew that one. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I've heard it.
I
but
heard it.
but
There's
I
even
still
like new
don't
ones
use
that were like I forget the other day somebody, but it's like the one where like high school kids use, which it would be weird if you actually knew that,
right?
Like if that was your
that's probably what
expertise.
we should be learning if we want to stay relevant.
But isn't it a little weird
don't
too?
know.
Like it's like, hey, you're like the old guy that knows the teenager lingo.
Yeah, but think about it, when you were in high school, the one teacher that knew all your lingo, you're like, that's the cool teacher.
No, and that's the one that also molested you. That's why it's like because they're like, oh yeah, we're cool.
I was never molested by a teacher.
No,
Not that I remember.
but you were
at least.
molested.
Not that I remember. I
Oh.
might have blocked it out.
You?
You?
No, I haven't been molested by anybody.
By anybody.
No, I don't think. How do you? I mean, unless you're like we're a baby, how are you gonna block that out?
I feel like you block out memories. Like, I don't remember most of my life.
No, me too. But I'm saying like
That you'd remember?
that I think that you remember because it's such a pronounced.
Or it just wasn't a big deal. Like
maybe the molestation
think
was
about
bad.
this. Molestation's a big deal to some people. Probably some people are like, yeah, I was molested. It wasn't that big of a deal.
That's true. And maybe it's also the type of molestation. Maybe it was like a crappy molestation.
Yeah.
No,
Probably
like-
some molesters are probably nicer about it and more gentle.
Sometimes it's
And
kind of
some
like
are more violent.
when you remember like when you have sex, you like you had like a great sex with some girl, and then like you don't remember the other ones because they're like crappy.
Yeah.
It's like that. It's
Same
like
thing.
the molestation.
Yeah.
I was like, look, I don't remember you,
Yeah.
but I molested you back in 4th grade. Remember?
But you're not allowed to say that. You're not allowed to say molestation isn't always a big deal.
No, but
But
it's-
sometimes it could be.
I mean, it's like everything now with like what's like with all
It's never
the
okay, though.
Me Too. Of course not. But like
Yeah.
the Me Too stuff
Or
where
is
like
it?
people go like from like, I mean, right now Louis C.K. is in the news again.
Bullshit.
Like,
Yeah.
but it's like, you can't. Yeah, he did this thing, but it's like you can't call him a
did
rapist.
he do anything?
No, but what I'm saying,
Yeah.
he jerked off,
Yeah, he jerked off.
but that's not raping. You know what I
Right.
mean? So it's
That's
like
jerking off.
that's like so. There's always, but then sometimes you get
Sorry,
lumped.
he wanted to feel good for a few minutes,
That's right. I mean, that's a little selfish of him, right?
Yeah, sorry, he was a little. Everyone's a little selfish sometimes.
Yeah.
You ever like, you should hold the door for someone every time, but you're ever in a rush and you just kind of walk through the door. They'll
True.
get it.
I was gonna say you're in a rush and you just want to jerk off.
you just need to come before you leave the office building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to hold the door.
You just
but
need to come before you leave work. That's never happened to you.
That's like, well, that's like. Do you? Is that a thing that you actually? Because there's some guys or like that. It's like, hey, I need to, start the day just fresh. You know what I mean? It's like so the jerk off before.
I
or like
personally,
whatever.
I don't like to get sexual on this podcast, but
Oh, sorry.
it's gotten there.
No, we don't have to
I
do it.
usually start my day with a little
Really?
exploration. Yeah, a little
Really?
release.
So do you do it as a
If
way?
I have time.
So you do it as a way to like to start the day. That's what I mean.
Yeah, start the day, clear the toxins,
Rather.
get that out of your mind.
Doesn't that get you sleepy?
Yeah, it's probably not a healthy thing to do.
No, all right.
But it's just a pattern that I've done for the last, 15 years
Okay.
every day. It's hard to break. When you do something every day for 15 years.
That's right. It's like it's
it's
a
like-
habit.
It's at that point it's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah. You're
ingrained.
You're brushing your teeth. You're like you
Yeah.
have it in. It's a process. you know?
But yeah, if anyone has any advice for me on how to not do that, I'm open to it. I'm open to improving myself as a person.
that's true. Maybe you don't need it. Maybe you think you need it.
Oh, I definitely don't need it. I feel guilty about it almost every time.
Oh, so
That's how I know
That's
it's
funny.
bad.
You have you're Jewish, but you have that Catholic guilt.
Yeah, I have that
'Cause,
Catholic guilt.
that's the guiltiness that I have.
I have guilt over a lot of. Anytime I do anything that I know isn't good for me, I have guilt.
Yeah.
Whether it's being lazy and watching TV, whether
But
it's
do you keep? But you keep doing
eating
it.
unhealthy. Yeah, because I lack willpower too.
Got it.
So like yesterday, I ate healthy. I went on a hike because I'm trying to better
Lose
my
weight,
body.
Yeah.
And then I was with someone. They're like, "We should get gelato," and I'm like, "We should get gelato." And I
so
got
then
a big
everything that you
gelato.
did, it just went to waste.
Probably.
Yeah. But that's fine. Sometimes you have to.
It's still not to waste because if I didn't go hiking that day,
It would have been worse.
then I still would have gotten the gelato.
Oh, got
and
it,
then
got
I
it.
would have felt doubly guilty.
Yeah. So just a little bit of guilty. So actually, that one is just a break even because whatever you spent on the hike, you got it back in the gelato.
Yeah.
So
Probably.
It was basically.
You're pretty healthy, right? You're pretty fit.
I try to be healthy, but I try to I try to.
What do you feel guilty about?
Well, actually today, right now, before I came here, I ate like one was like Korean barbecue balls.
All you could eat or no?
What? No, I ate it before I came here.
Korean barbecue, but what was unhealthy in it? Rice?
Right. It was a lot of like sauce, and you could tell it was a lot of soda. You know, it was like, so I was like.
See, to me, that would be like healthy.
Oh, no.
I'd be like, Korean,
wow.
but that's like meat and rice. That's a healthy
Oh,
dish.
no,
right
no,
there.
no, no.
Nothing fried, no French fries.
No, yeah.
No sugar added.
Yeah. No, like yesterday I ate pizza, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be unhealthy.
I definitely, but I was like, yeah, I want to, you know, I haven't eaten pizza in a while. Let me eat it, you know what I mean? So like, yeah, I feel guilty, you know, if I do it all, you know, like 2 or 3 times a day. Like even that after I ate this, I'm like, well, for dinner tonight, I'm going to maybe do just a shake or a salad. You know what I mean? Like right now, I'm like, you know,
planning it out.
Yeah, but I think it's, you know, at the end of the day, it's like, does it really matter? Or, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, I think it's like one of the things, like you have to be healthy because you can.
But you got to enjoy your life.
But I also, yeah, and at the end of the day, some people that are the healthiest, you know, they get fucking sick, you know, or whatever.
Right.
They die younger, and then the other ones that don't do anything are.
Well, for me, I don't care, actually, to be honest, about my health at all. Give me a heart attack. I don't care.
Really?
What I do it for is I want to go to the beach and take off my shirt and not be embarrassed about my body.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's your main thing.
That's my main thing. It's
Okay.
purely superficial.
Okay. So
Yeah, I want to attract the opposite sex.
Of course.
And be confident.
But that's another thing too. Do you think that unless you're like morbidly obese, I don't think that matters.
It doesn't matter to a lot of people, which is good, but it definitely matters to some.
Yeah, but you can still get with the other girls that don't care about that.
Yeah, but I don't want to limit my pool, my dating pool.
You want everybody to.
I want everyone. And to be honest, when I look at a girl, I'm picky. And I like a fit girl. And I like a girl that takes care of herself.
Got it. Of course.
So then it's like, I expect that from someone, then I shouldn't be.
Of course, yeah. You can't be like
gross.
Completely disgusting until like, hey, you know, like.
Until you've been in a relationship. You still have your girlfriend?
Yes.
Yeah. So once I'm you, then I can let myself go.
But that's the thing. It's like you still can you? Because I also like you don't want like with I want my girlfriend. You know, I love her, but.
but you love her a little less if she had a little
if
belly.
I mean, to me, it's more about the effort. That's what I want. Like I want the effort that like that I can see you that you're eating healthy or working out or whatever. So it's like even if like because like even if like, you don't have to be completely fit and stuff like that, but to me it's like if you just forget, like don't do anything.
Yeah, if you just smoke weed and eat pizza every day.
Yeah, then I'm like, all right, then what's going on? You don't need to have a great body, but what the
what's this shit?
You know, so that's where I will like, all right, but if she works out, she eats healthy, so I'm cool.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's good. It's going
well. You guys
well.
have been going out for a long time now.
It's been more than 2 years now.
Over 2 years.
Over 2 years.
Have you been thinking about maybe taking it to that next level?
And the next level it means what, like working out at the same time, like
like maybe getting down on one knee
and
asking her to spend the rest of her life with you.
I mean, obviously it's in the cards.
You've talked about it.
We
You've
talked
brought up
about
the topic
it. I mean, and also I would go like because we live together too, and it's gonna be almost a year since we started.
Oh, you don't live in that same apartment with Hanuk anymore?
No, it's over.
Who does he still live there?
No, he moved to the hills of Pasadena.
He lives in the Pasadena Hills. Okay.
Yeah, he's like a healer now. He lives like in the woods.
And where do you live now?
I live by the valley.
You live in the valley too?
Like Valley Village.
And in a one-bedroom apartment with a girl?
One bedroom apartment with my girlfriend, her dog, and her cat.
Wow. But you like the dog and cat?
I know I like him, yeah, but it's like the
Was this her place before you moved in? Or you got it together?
We got it together.
So if you were to, God forbid, break up today, would you both move out? Would one of you move out?
Oh, I think we both have to. I mean, it's under both our names, you know.
Yeah.
But I would think like we both have to like move out. I mean,
yeah.
Also, like I don't know how does that work with the lease stuff? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
How does that, but I would.
So you're not attached to the place. If you broke up, you'd be like, I'll just move.
Yeah, no, that's not. It's not like my place. Like if I would have bought it, I'd be like, all right, bye, or like you know what I mean. But unless if she moved, you know. But I don't know. I think it would be more like. I think to me it's more like I don't want to be in the same place that I don't know if it happens to you. Like it's like if something you had a history,
bad experience, or
something,
or a bad breakup.
Yeah,
then
or like, or do you want to
it.
go back again to whatever?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
I went to UC Santa Cruz, which I don't know if you've ever been there.
No,
but it's Northern California, in the middle of the redwood forest, right on the beach. It's beautiful. I've never seen another place
that's
like it.
where you went to school.
Where I went to college, yeah. And it is a gorgeous campus. You feel like you're in this weird oasis. It's just so beautiful and nice and calm. But I went through like my first breakup there and my worst breakup. And I went there a few...
It was your first and your worst?
Yeah, I'd say so. I just didn't know how to handle it because it was the first one.
How long did you last it?
How long, did we go out for?
Yeah.
Maybe almost 2 years.
Okay.
So it was a real relationship, significant.
And she broke up with you.
And she broke up with me in the final hours. And
of what? Of the
or
semester?
like we had a rocky ending of the relationship.
Yeah.
Where we'd like break up with each other, but
and
she broke up with me.
Yeah.
And we so that year was miserable of me going through that breakup. And to this day, I went back there, and it wasn't miserable. It's different.
But it brings that weird...
But it, like, made me think of that time of my life and how miserable I was in that time.
Of course.
And it's like, I can't live in...
Yeah, no, to me, it's like when if somebody gets murdered in your house. Like, I was living in... Well, actually, when my... what was it? When my dad... It was like a really tough time because I remember my dad passed away... You know,
sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's funny. I'm working on a bit where people say now, like that's the first thing that people say, like, I'm sorry to hear, you know, which to me is like people say I'm sorry, which I get it, but it wasn't your fault. You know, if it would have been.
I'm not apologizing for killing your dad.
That's what I mean. If it was, if you were, then I get that I'm sorry. Shouldn't it be better if people just go when somebody like you, I go like, hey, yeah, my dad passed away, or too bad.
Oh, that's too bad.
Like that's too bad, or
that's
like
too bad.
What's another like. You know.
Well,
but what happened was what I was saying is like I was living in this crappy studio, the worst crappy studio apartment that I got because I had to. That's another thing I had to move quickly, and I got that place. But I got somebody broke into my apartment, and I had to remember like maybe like a month until the lease was over, and I was like, and I told her I'm like I'm out of here, and she's like. The lady was like, "What?" It's like I can't live here anymore.
Right, you don't
like,
feel safe anymore.
Yeah, like somebody. Yeah. I mean, I get it. I'm done.
Yeah, if someone knocks on your door, you open it, and they're holding a gun to your head. You're in a bad neighborhood now. Course. Even if it's not a bad neighborhood, you're like, I don't like this neighborhood.
And the fact is, like, how do you sleep in the same place that people already went through? You know, like it's. So I get the whole like breakup stuff of just going. Even if it's beautiful, you're like, I can't do this anymore.
That's why I keep a shotgun hanging over my bed.
You do?
I do. I keep a 12 gauge shotgun hanging over my bed. If I hear anything goes down, I'm ready. So
do you have a license for that?
Oh, you don't need a license. Yeah, you just need to be American. If
really?
You're American, you could own a shotgun. Yeah.
A straight white guy?
Any guy,
any color of your
skin.
Any guy? I can get it one.
Yeah, you could be Latino,
but
black.
Then if you shoot somebody, don't you go to jail?
It depends. If they broke an entry, if they broke into your apartment and you felt threatened by them,
okay,
you're allowed to shoot them.
What happened if it was like, I don't know, some friend that you're like, you thought it was somebody and then you shot him, you're like, oh, you know, he was just drunk.
I'd feel really bad.
But do you go to jail?
I think you have to feel threatened.
Okay.
So I'm sure you could plead the case like he broke in, I didn't know who it was. You probably wouldn't go to jail.
Yeah. You're just like a shitty friend.
But maybe you could. Maybe if they're like, hey, you're over, you know, he knew your door code to your apartment, you gave it to him, he had a key.
Yeah.
You need to be more cautious than that. Maybe that you would get manslaughter charges.
Yeah.
You might not get murder charges because it was an accident.
I feel like you Googled this already. Like this is a thing that you...
It's just an educated guess that I'm making right now. I could be wrong. But I do know that you're allowed to defend yourself and protect yourself. But and if you feel your life threatened... It's like if someone...
So what was the reason that you had somebody break up? Is this because of the breakup that you got the gun?
No.
Yeah. Like, why do you have a gun?
I've always liked guns.
So you like guns.
I like guns, but
I got robbed and I don't want to get a gun.
Yeah, well, it's not... I like guns, so that's part of it, for sure. I like going skeet shooting.
Okay.
And
why? Does your parents like guns?
No, my parents hate guns.
So why was that thing?
That's part of it, too. They hate guns, so I like guns.
Okay.
But no, it's very fun to go shooting bottles.
I heard it's like the adrenaline of shooting is
it's powerful. You just see the explosion. It's like same thing as lighting fireworks. It's just exciting and fun. And it's fun to, aim and shoot. They have it. That's why they have it in the Olympics. It's a sport. There's sport to it.
Yeah.
So that's part of it. Part of it is also self-defense.
Got it.
You know, although this is considered a safe neighborhood, we're still in a big city. Crime happens all the time. I see sketchy people walking down these streets all the time. There's robberies. There's cars getting broken into. There's drugs.
Yeah.
You never know who's going to bust down. I have a lot of expensive stuff in my apartment, too. I have this podcast studio. I have things. You never know who's going to come breaking in looking for their fix. Looking for their little pot of gold. Yeah. And when they do,
they meet you go like,
they meet a 12 gauge shotgun. That noise does make that could make if I heard a 12 gauge if I heard a shotgun being cocked, I am running.
Is it cocked and loaded?
It's cocked and loaded.
Is it cocked or cocked?
It's actually not. It's loaded. It's not. I would have to pump it.
Okay, got it. But it's ready to go.
It's not like if I hit the trigger right now, nothing would happen. But yeah, it's ready.
And why did you jump into the shot? Why didn't you just get a gun? That's a big step.
Shotguns, a few reasons. Like I said, I like to go skeet shooting.
Oh, so you use that?
I use it to go skeet shooting to practice, you know.
But is it different bullets?
It is different bullets. It's a 12 gauge shotgun. So then that's the other thing. A regular handgun or rifle shoots one bullet and it rotates.
Yeah.
And
this one goes like that, like a grenade.
Yeah, shotgun spits out BBs.
Yes. Yeah.
So my chances, you don't need to aim as well to hit someone with a shotgun.
Got it.
Which makes it a lot more dangerous.
Of course. Yeah. Wow.
But a lot more scary when you hear that shotgun pump. This guy can easily hit me.
Yeah.
With
that's the thing. That's funny. I never. That was never my thing. Just, I mean, I never grew up with guns. I never had a gun. You know, that's not it wasn't in my cultural growing up. So I never. It's
becoming less and less popular, especially here in Southern California, especially people from other countries.
Yeah.
But it's it's a fun.
No, is that very people
and
like it?
here's my latest defense with guns.
Okay. So do you belong to the?
I'm not a member of the NRA. No.
Okay.
And by the way, I do think
I was gonna say the AARP, but.
Oh yeah, I'm not a member of that. People, my opinion on guns is I don't think that everyone should be able to own a gun.
Yeah.
But that being said, I don't think there's also.
But you said that you just bought it without anybody.
They do a background check on you.
Okay.
But you don't walk. It's not like the grocery store and you walk in. I'll take that one. You walk out. You bought it. You give them your information. You have to fill out a lot of paperwork. They do a background check on you. You come back 10 days later and you get it.
Got it.
But even that, it is a little easy.
Yeah.
That being said, in my personal opinion, there's no point in banning guns or even making it stricter or harder to get, and that is because with technology, there's now 3D printers. So you could literally print guns now.
Really?
Yeah.
But would it
and
work?
Right now that's not that common because most people don't have 3D printers.
Yeah.
But as that technology progresses, it's gonna be like a regular printer. Every house is gonna have a 3D printer.
Well, but that's if you have that same logic of I can print my own money. And
you can't print your own. I mean, you can, but it's counterfeit money.
Well, then that's the same thing. It's like you can print your own guns, but then it's like
I'm just saying there's no point in enforcing or restricting guns because in a few years I could just print one so easily if I really wanted one.
Got it.
So even if they made it illegal, it's like, okay, then I'll just print
me, it's like guns are always gonna. The thing is, the way that I grew up with, it's always like, whoever wants the guns can always get it, but especially if you're a bad guy.
But here's the difference.
Now it's the thing is it's to me. I think the whole what I see about that, because to me I'm not one side or the other, but to me what I see is the people is it's because it's to prevent the shootings, not robber robbing you and shit. It's more preventing weird people, or not weird people, but crazy or mental people to go into a school and shoot for the hell of it. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's the point.
But if guns were only available in stores, then I would get it, because even though anybody could get a gun off the black market or get it, it makes it very hard to get. So it's prevented. It's kind of like if you're going to pick a house to rob, even though I could break into any house on the street, if one house has a beware there's a dog and a gate and an extra lock, I'm going to go, I'm going to skip that house. That looks harder.
Of course.
But once once we could print it in our house, it might even be easier to get a gun illegally than it is legally. It might be, if I want a gun and I'm allowed to go buy a gun, I still might print one in my house.
True. Yeah, but I mean, how does that even work? How does 3D printer work? Is it still paper?
No, it's it's basically like a very, very hard plastic.
So it'd just be a plastic gun.
Uh-huh.
But would it still work as a gun?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a whole documentary about it on YouTube of this guy who makes 3D printed guns.
Really?
And he's like a real M16, like a semi-automatic rifle. Like,
and it works like the same.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't last quite as long, but it works.
Wow.
And it's a deadly weapon. It's scary.
How long does it take? Because I'm like, what happened if I'm like in my house and somebody breaks in and I'm like, fuck, I gotta
Quick,
print my gun. And then he's like,
yeah, it might be too long. But for now, who knows? 5 years from now,
maybe it's just really fast.
Yeah, maybe it's like remember when
it was printed like
back in the day,
like,
when it printed line by line.
Yeah. Now it's gonna be so it's the same thing. Okay. Maybe I need to get one. Maybe that's the thing. I would just have one gun just in case I need it, or a 3D printer.
Did I just convince you into being a gun owner?
If I have a 3D printer, it prints pretty quick. Yeah. Because then it's like, if somebody breaks in, then I'm like, okay, I do need something, so I print. Yeah. And then I have the gun, and then
that's why also I keep knives Velcroed under every surface. There's a knife right here.
Really?
No, but I should. That'd be fun.
Oh,
that'd be a fun trick to do.
You're like,
are you? I just have a knife right here.
That'd be funny. But are you like one of those guys that are like always thinking about like Rambo? Like this is like Rambo, because the other thing too is like thinking like that is kind of like, to me, it always goes like, it's like, this is not war. Like I understand, like back in the thing is like, to me is always like back in 1800s, like there was no real law, so yeah, you do need it to have a gun because anybody could just be like, well, I didn't like you, boom. Like now there's more of a like
there's more laws, people are pussies.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, I'm a peaceful guy. I don't want to fight. I don't want violence.
Yeah, but you got knives everywhere.
But I want to be ready.
Okay.
For when I encounter
but for
someone
what?
who
That's
isn't.
the thing. What's like this whole readiness is kind of like.
It's kind of like this. Here's a analogy I just thought of. That's probably a bad analogy. Earthquakes.
Yes, you're never
I've heard
ready
that
for
my
it.
whole life.
Of course.
You're in California. What about the earthquake?
Yeah.
It could happen at any moment.
Yeah. Are you ready?
I haven't seen a real earthquake my whole life. The most I've ever felt is like the ground shake a little bit. I've never even seen something fall off of a cabinet.
Got it.
Out of a cabinet because of an earthquake. That being said, you never know when that big earthquake could happen.
Of course.
You should be ready.
Yeah.
Same thing with guns.
But
I hope I never have to use my gun.
Of course.
I hope it's just a little display item on my wall.
Yeah.
But when I need to,
yeah. But
I'm ready.
But then there's the other aspect of it. What happens if somebody that's not you uses a gun? You know what I mean? Like a friend goes nuts, takes some mushrooms, and then just goes, well.
That's why I don't let friends do mushrooms.
Okay. I would have said like they're right a gun.
No.
You know what I mean?
I mean, there's risks.
There's always risks.
There's
right?
risks to anything.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess
it's kind of like seatbelts.
True.
Seatbelts save lives, right? There's also cases where seatbelts
don't save lives,
hurt you.
Yeah.
In fact, they do the opposite. They trap you in your seat, and then you're stuck there, and the car explodes, and you're dead.
True.
Because of the seatbelt.
Yeah, I guess it just. I mean, to me, I guess it's what. Yeah, I mean, it's like pick your poison. It's like when you play a game.
Everything has the pros and cons.
Pick your weapon. It's like
Are
like,
guns perfect? Absolutely not.
No,
they're deadly items. People have accidents with them all the time. But you hope if you're safe and you're trained that you won't have an accident.
Yeah. To me, it's like I think it would just make it harder for somebody to get it because like again, if it's somebody that's like. I know there's a sketch that's for Tim Robinson for Netflix. He has a sketch show.
Oh, I saw. I haven't watched it yet.
All right.
But I saw
well, he had another one earlier where he just did characters, and there was like a very funny sketch where he's like, "Oh, hey, I'm here to get a gun," and he's like, "Okay." It's like, "Yeah, I want that. Let me try that one." Okay, thank you. And then he just, "Okay, cool. Let me see. That's pretty cool." Hey, man. Hey, punk. He's like, "You think you're gonna make fun of me because I shed my pants? Fuck you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think I like." And then the guy's like, "What was that? No, nothing. I just wanted for protection.
Yeah.
So it's like,
just a little.
So it's like, it's that whole thing of like,
right.
You could say it's like I want it for protection. I want it for that, but it's like,
you have a bad day. You never know.
That's the thing. It's like it's so easy.
Someone double crosses you.
What happened? Oh, that was you double cross.
Someone double crosses someone with a gun.
Oh, did somebody double cross you?
I don't think so.
By the way, I thought you were gonna do therapy on me.
Do you have any issues you want to talk about?
I don't know. I thought that was the whole thing.
First I have to make you comfortable.
Oh, okay.
That was getting you comfortable.
Well, you were talking. You made me uncomfortable with whole gun stuff about how you have knives everywhere, and it's like, and you think you're ready for the end of the world, and it's like.
I'm prepared.
So now, like, you
Maybe.
even make me the opposite of comfortable.
Well, are there any issues that you need help with that I could better your life with? I'm actually, just so you know, since in the time we haven't hung out,
Yeah.
in that time I've become an expert
Okay.
on every facet of life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really knowledgeable on health, wellness, mental health, spirituality,
Mm-hmm.
you name it.
Yeah.
So if there's any issues
you
going
became
on,
a straight white guy as well.
and I became a straight white guy.
Yeah.
So
You
if you
changed.
have any issues
Well,
that are bothering you in your life, I could fix them.
Yeah, I thought the whole point of therapy is that you're supposed to get it out of me, right? I don't know.
Oh, you don't have any off the top of your head?
I mean, I have a lot, but it's like I thought you were
Let's hear
supposed
one.
to like.
Isn't-
Actually, you know what's funny? I have started going to therapy.
Oh, you've started seeing someone else?
Yes. Well, you remember it was 3 years since you, and this is a licensed therapy person.
Oh, I'm better than any licensed therapist.
Did you
Yeah.
did you go online and get like, you know how people get like, I can marry you, I'm ordained.
I haven't done that. no.
Okay, you should do that.
I wonder if they
fake.
I wonder if they probably do.
They probably do.
If they don't, we
Like
should start
a-
one.
like
Have a
a-
little black
like for
business,
like
dark
like
web
you need like
business.
a 24 hours licensed therapy thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's funny. I never been into therapy. That was the thing that's like I never grew up with. That's a thing that's like
It's a very LA thing.
it's a very like nobody like 'cause
Who's your therapist? Like,
yeah, like it's like to me. Well, I no, I'm doing it, and I do see the value of it, and I think a lot of people, might need to use it more than others, because it's especially if you need to talk about what. For me, it's like I never. It's more about like you had some of family growing up. It's kind of like you kind of like that's your therapy in a way. Like you just talk to a cousin that you never met in your life, and then like that you
That's
save
your
a
old
memory.
therapist?
Yes,
He's like, have you had therapy before? Well, I had a cousin I didn't know that well.
yeah, that was it.
That I
And,
would
like,
open up to
and then
sometime.
whenever I don't see him often, so every time I talk to him, that's my therapy session. But it's like, I mean, it is weird. Like I thought it was more like hey, talk. Okay, let me like. It's kind of like you just talk, and they just give you semi advice.
So I basically was giving therapy.
So
when we were
it,
just
I
talking.
mean, not really. I mean, where you're basically selling your whole pitch about gun control. So, I don't know. It was a very it's nothing about me. I actually was more opposite about it. You're like, no, you should get a gun. I
You
was
should
like,
get a
okay.
gun. That's my therapy
So
for
that's
you.
your
You should
therapy.
you should definitely own,
You should own a gun? Yeah, no,
you
that's-
and your girlfriend. You
Me
should
and
both
my-
own guns.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Because if only one of you own guns, then you're not safe from the other person.
Oh,
So you should both own guns.
yeah. And then hide it somewhere. So like,
Maybe under your pillow at night.
yeah,
Keep a little handgun
of
there.
course, yes. No.
For me, it's not about like, oh, I want a gun. I need a gun.
But for what? That's my point. It's like what? I mean, I get the whole like you get robbed and stuff like that. It's like, but do you really? It's not. This is not such a crazy.
If I don't have one, I just feel naked.
When did you have a gun? This has just happened. Who turned you into that?
I've had a gun since 10th grade.
You had a gun since 10th
Yeah, I
grade?
legally owned a gun
Really?
from age 14 to 18, and then when I was 18, I bought a gun.
Where'd you get
legally.
the 14? When would you get that?
I don't want to,
You want to give out
talk
your,
about
your,
who gets me guns, but
Okay, wow. And your parents knew that, and they never knew this.
they knew it. I was kind of an uncontrollable child. Yeah,
Cause didn't you go into the army or something?
I went to an army preparatory high school
Okay.
and military school. I
So
was a bad boy.
So that's where your love of guns started.
It's not where it started, but they've definitely honed it in.
Yeah,
they like guns over there. Yeah.
Of
Most of the
course.
country loves guns.
I know.
I do a thing. I have a one gun joke,
Yeah.
and if I say to the crowd, "Who's a gun owner in LA?"
Nobody.
Maybe one person
Yeah,
claps.
yeah. You go
If
to
I
any-
go any other state and I say, "Clap if you own a gun," eruption.
Yeah, of
Eruption of clapter.
Yeah. And what's your joke?
Clapter. I don't think that's a word. Eruption of claps. What's my joke?
What are you talking about?
I say I don't think everyone should be able to own a gun. I think gun laws should change. If you have
I mean, I'm just saying. I'm
yeah,
acting as the
so
audience.
that gets the audience against
Like,
me, and then
yeah,
I say,
of
if you
course.
have a Facebook profile with no pictures of yourself, just pictures of animals, no guns for that guy.
Okay, that's
I
fine.
say, if you're over the age of 20 and you're a virgin, no guns. No pussy, no guns. That's what I say. That's what I'll do when I'm president.
Okay, that's good. Yeah,
A quick little joke,
and then
yeah.
yeah, pussy. And they fire more guns.
Yeah, it's just a stupid joke saying,
yeah.
I don't care about mental illness. I care about if you get girls or
Of
not.
course, that's
So,
funny. And those girls, have you find that some girls are into the whole gun stuff? Or like they get horny out of that? I don't know.
You know what? I found that even girls that are liberal, left,
They like that.
Feminist, I find even the girl, they kind of like it the most.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I could be wrong.
Of course, because it might be. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like it goes that whole like maybe that
people
whole
opposites attract.
Of course.
Oh, this guy, he's so different.
Yeah.
He's so different than what I believe in.
Yeah. This guy's like, he doesn't care about.
It's like how many vegan girls date vegan guys?
That's true. Nobody. No, they
you think, why wouldn't all vegans be together?
No.
I've never met a vegan couple. I'm sure that I have.
It's a vegan couple, and then the meat eating guy, like, I eat meat, and I have
she's
a gun.
vegan, I eat meat.
Yeah, and she fucks me. But I own. You know what I think? What about if I just own a whip? Like
a whip? Yeah.
Like
I thought you already.
I do.
Yeah.
Well, like Indiana Jones, you know what I mean? Like something like that. Not like a sexual whip, but like indie, like he just, like.
I would love to see someone breaking into your apartment and you come out with a big leather whip. Hey, that's my computer, guy.
And you're like, what are you doing? But that's the man. It has to be. That would take a whole, process of practicing.
A girl comes in, she's like, is that a whip? You're naughty. And you're like, no, that's for protection.
That's for protection
Relax.
only.
Yeah.
That's funny. It's like, you're gonna whip. No, we don't use that for sexual purposes. It's only in case somebody breaks in.
That's a weapon.
But why is it leather? And why does it have the little things at the end, like the little hair? You know what I mean?
Those happen to be the most powerful whips.
Yeah. Sorry. I tried to.
That's a $400 whip. Can we not use that on your ass, please?
I went online. I couldn't find anything like Indiana Jones. I had to go to. There's a sex shop in Melrose in Santa Monica.
They do the comedy show there.
Yeah.
I forget.
Something dull. Fuck, I forget.
Yeah.
Have you been there before? By the way?
I have been there once. Yeah.
Once.
I got a prop for.
Oh yeah.
Little.
I've been there with it's cool to go with girls.
There with a girl.
You ever want to? That's the thing.
I've never had a girl that was like super into.
No, but that's the thing. That's the thing. Hey, come to my room. Let me teach you.
Yeah.
No, like
this is how you and your girlfriend get along.
Yes, we. It's like No, I'm just saying like, if you're dating a girl or whatever, but you still don't know, what's her things or whatever, you still want take her to that as a fun thing. But then because then. Just the way that she's like, this is fun. Hi. It's like, you
get an idea.
You get an idea of like, fuck it, how, because, and also you also get the idea. Maybe she gets a whip. Maybe she gets, some girls
handcuffs.
are,
Let's get these handcuffs. You're like, okay.
You're like, wow, so, or it could be like, what? No, just, hey, can I get a strap on? And you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. We gotta end this right now.
Yeah, that's where you go. Because that's the thing. It's like some girls might like that, and you're like, you know what? That's not me. I do the fucking.
Yeah. I buy whips for my children because I say in this family we don't have guns.
We have whips.
And I give every kid once they reach 13 years old.
And that's a great thing too, because with whips it would be such a better society, because you don't need to control whips. Anybody can just get whipped. Imagine you just run into somebody and it's like, instead of like killing each other, it's like everybody just whipping each other.
Instead of duels, you have like
whips. It takes a while. People
they
get
have
tired.
whipping in PE class.
Yeah.
Whip wars. That could be a new sport.
Whipping, yeah.
Sounds painful though, but that's what people are into these days.
Yeah.
Fencing, wrestling, UFC.
Also, that's true.
We should add whips into UFC fights.
Yeah, but it should be from the referee.
Oh, the ref should have a whip to keep him in line.
Hey,
in boxing matches.
Yeah. Stop choking right now.
Break it up, guys.
Yeah. Hey, that was below the belt.
I think we're on to something here.
That could be a thing. It would be such a much
I'd watch that.
better world.
I'd watch boxing if they had whips, or if the refs had whips.
If the refs have whip. Because if not, how are you going to hold the rave? Yeah?
NFL. There's a dog pile of people.
Yeah, get out of here,
Ouch. Ouch.
Yeah. What the fuck? You just whip me? Yeah. Come on. Break it up. Break it up. It just, but always, it looked weird though if it's like some...
it would have to. We'd have to get over that weird period where people bring it up with sexuality
or slavery.
That's true. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, white ref whipping.
Yeah,
like
there's a lot of African Americans in sports.
Yeah, so you gotta.
That'd be a tough thing to have.
So it's gotta be like you don't want that. That's what I was saying. It's like you gotta get out of that too.
Yeah, so there's a lot of hurdles we have to think about when we're starting this
because
whip
of the
business.
connotation of whipness. Yeah, but I mean, I think it still works.
It sucks that these little, sex and slavery ruined whips for everyone.
That sucks. I mean, imagine the guy who
such a great tool.
There's a guy who created the whip. He's like, look, I just wanted this for protection.
Yeah.
And now everybody just uses it for sex and and slavery. And it's fucked up.
Yeah, I feel bad for whoever invented the whip. Well, he's probably dead now.
True.
Whip's an old. It's been around since like thousands of years, probably.
I wonder who invented the whip.
Yeah. I don't know. I wonder if the first whip was made out of a vine. Probably was.
Maybe the guy was like,
Tarzan type.
going like that, and he just fell. It broke. It's like, fuck. And then he got stuck on him. It's like, and
that's
like,
probably it.
Whoa.
That's how the whip was invented.
What is this?
Yeah, his name was Tarzan.
That was the Tarzan.
Yeah,
he invented the whip. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course. He couldn't talk human, but he invented. How did he?
It's a prehistoric invention.
How did he market it the whip?
It's a legend that the monkey. I don't know. So, do you have any issues you want to talk about before we move on to the next segment? Anything I could help you with? I think I could help you with a lot of things.
Well, I mean, I think we all have issues. I think we'll mention one, and then I'll try to think of something that's that I could tell you.
I should mention one, or you mention one?
No, mention a category of something, and then I'll try to see. Because, we all have issues. I mean, I just don't,
Okay, I mean the probably the one that people most commonly talk about is relationship issues.
Okay,
there's that.
Yeah, but I mean,
there's health issues.
Yeah, health issues. Yeah,
family issues.
Yeah, family issues.
Family issues, health.
I mean, health. Yeah, I mean,
career.
Let's talk about health. I mean, because it's you're younger than me. So
I'm 29 years old.
Yeah, so you're younger than me.
How old are you?
37.
37. So okay, so 8.
So yeah. So but it's funny. What it's funny now. It's like now I'm to the point where even though I still young, I still look young. Now I'm feeling old. Where now it hurts stuff. Like I have to. My knee hurts, and then all this stuff that I gotta stretch, So
wow.
it's because
that'll never happen to me.
No, it will. That's just saying. I'm actually trying to help you.
Yeah.
Just letting you know that it will happen. Because
I
remember when it was like that, where you just wake up and nothing hurts.
Yeah.
After 35, it's all downhill, buddy.
Damn.
Literally. I mean, I don't know. I think it's like everything. It depends on the person or whatever. But
right.
But it does, so my thing is, but it's hard you can't come back. You don't have that.
Heroin.
Heroin. Yeah. That's the way to
I'm not saying that heroin's a good thing, but if you're feeling pain every day.
Got it. So just instead of fixing the pain, it's about,
masking
the pain. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. So
another thing, easy. Okay. Another thing you could do, maybe learn to enjoy pain,
Okay.
Maybe
that's your thing. So become a masochist.
Yeah, kinky, painful sex. Maybe start getting tattoos.
Got it.
People who get tattoos get addicted to pain, I feel like.
Yeah, that's true. A little bit, yeah.
So, yeah, get a sleeve of tattoos.
Okay.
Now the pain won't be quite as bad.
Got it.
A little pain.
So do heroin, get tattoos. So literally just changed my whole life.
Yeah, because think about it. A lot of people do all that stuff when they're young.
Yeah.
And then hopefully they break that habit.
Mm-hmm.
It actually makes more sense to get into all that shit when you're old.
That's true.
Because then it's like, yeah, who cares? I'm old.
Of
if
course.
I die, I die.
That is true. Yeah. That is true. Yeah, like doing heroin when you're like 80 and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's when you want to do it. You don't want to do heroin when you're 20.
Plus you have the time.
Years ahead.
You have the time.
You have the time. You're
not
retired.
Doing anything. Yeah.
If you're not really contributing to society, if you die, it's almost benefits.
If you're in a nursery home, what's better way to spend the
people
whole
in nursery homes should be addicted to heroin.
I think they should.
That is something that I think they should be on the next state bill.
It should be drugs, at least. They should be just in any drugs
they should be on a constant morphine drip.
Yeah.
They'd be happy. They'd feel good.
Yeah.
They'd be more pleasant to the Filipino nurses. They would just be...
They're all Filipino nurses?
In nursing homes, I've found that most of the nurses are Filipino.
True. Well, but how many nurses have you been?
3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the 3 nursing homes I've been to, they were
Why
mostly
are you
Filipino
going to nursing home?
One was for my grandma.
Got it.
One was to do a comedy show. That was a funny show.
I did a comedy show.
Yeah, that was, man, what a good idea that is.
I know, why?
But I really wanted that picture of me performing, and then it's like 80-year-old people, 89-year-old people. And then, why was the third one? I think I was with, Teddy Ray?
Yeah.
We went and visited his grandmother at the nursing home.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah.
That's something Do you have? So your grandma is still in a nursing home?
She passed.
Oh,
This
okay.
was a while ago.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I mean,
You're not supposed to say that according to your joke. No, this was my. I have two grandmas.
of
this
course,
was,
you always have two grandmas.
Well, some people don't have relationships with both. In
Oh,
fact,
got it.
my other grandma that's still alive, I haven't talked to since I was 10 years old.
Oh, really?
But the grandma
Because you pulled a gun on her?
because she got in a fight with my mom.
Oh.
But the grandma that passed away, I actually never really got along with. She was
your
the
dad's
strict grandma that always made me feel guilty about myself.
Got it.
Oh, you drink soda? That's horrible for you. You're going to be fat. Oh, your haircut doesn't look good. Oh, your clothes aren't good. She was just always like nitpicking me instead of being like the nice fun grandma.
Yeah. Well, I had that kind of. That was my. That's funny.
Yeah.
I had two. That was two grandmas that I had. One was like that, which is the one that I grew up mostly with.
Yeah.
So that's why I think that also made me more introverted or more insecure about myself because of that. And then my dad's grandma was the sweet grandma, but I didn't
that
grow
bought
up.
me things, spoiled me, got me bags of candy.
And I wouldn't grow up with her that much. So like I would see her, but not as often as my grandma. But yeah, I think that would have been a better beneficial relationship if she had like maybe nurture me, you know.
It's true. It's like when you only see a kid once every few months, all you got to do is take him to a candy store. They're good for the rest of the day. You're the best grandma ever.
Yeah, buy him. Well, it's kind of like I do with my I have a nephew now. You know, my
just
sister.
take him to the sweet.
I don't see him because my they travel a lot, so like they don't, and so whenever I come and see him, you know, I'm like I bring him like a gift, like a little gift or something. Like he's still 3 years old, so like a little toy.
Yeah.
But it's like it's always like the cool, like cool. He does it.
Then their only memory is he buys me toys. He's the best.
Yeah. Maybe that's a very that's probably that. I mean, that's why like as you know, if you're like a child. Weird guy, you know. That's why they do that. That's why they buy toys or
stranger danger,
type
of thing, like pedophiles
and
stuff, kidnappers.
That's why
they lure them in with treats,
with the treats and stuff like that. So
don't accept candy or treats
from
strangers. Only family members.
But what happens if you're a family member that you never see? So is that considered
like a creepy uncle?
Yeah.
I mean, I was listening. It's funny you say that. I was listening to a podcast earlier on just the rise of like pedophilia awareness and kidnappers in the United States and how that came to be and how they teach kids. And before it was very common practice to say, stay away from strangers.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do that. Now the more common practice is just, be aware, be powerful. Don't let any strangers take you into closed spaces, stuff like that. If one stranger is weirding you out, tell another stranger that stranger is weirding you out.
Oh.
Things like that.
Well,
don't let your uncles hug you. Things like that.
Wait, what? How did they jump? Why are they uncles?
Because a lot of uncles molest or I don't want to say a lot, but it's not uncommon.
Aunts? What about aunts?
Probably happens too, but I think for some reason if a boy gets molested by a woman,
I'm an uncle.
They're not as traumatized.
Okay, so if a guy,
like think about this: if like when you hear about a female teacher having sex with one of their students.
Yeah, of course. It's not that bad.
You go, okay, that's weird that she wants to do that, but I don't feel bad for that kid.
Of course. He's loving it.
But when you hear it flipped, and a male teacher does it to a female student, you go, that guy's a creep. That guy has issues. I feel so terrible for that lady, for that young lady.
Mm-hmm.
So there's, sexism is on both sides.
That's true. Yeah, that they don't. We all have our own stereotypes that history, that society has done. Yeah. So wait, what were we talking about?
We were talking about health issues, which I can't really fix. I can't fix that you're older, and
that's not, and that you can't give me that much because you're not even older. So
I can't give you much advice besides just start doing heroin.
Got it. And what about
stretching?
So then relationships because. That's another thing too. You broke.
I am a relationship expert though.
But you mean I don't know because you traveled to Australia to see a girl that she didn't want nothing with you.
No. When I was there, we had a great relationship that continued. We ended up breaking it off because of the distance.
Yeah, but didn't you go to her to try to get it back or something?
No, I went to her when we were together.
Oh, okay.
I went recently to Australia for work. But
did you see her?
No.
Oh, why?
I didn't. Wasn't there for that. I think she has a boyfriend. I don't want.
That was the first answer, basically. She has a boyfriend.
No. Before I went. Okay.
Well, you know what? It's not.
I've been to Australia 2 times.
Okay.
The first time I went to Australia, I went for this girl and to do stand up.
Oh, okay. So you did stand up.
This time I went to Australia to do stand up. if that makes sense.
Yeah, no,
before
I get
the order was flipped.
Of course, yeah. No, that makes sense. You went for for that was more for the girl.
I went for the girl, and then I did stand up to help pay for the trip and for fun because I love stand up.
Yeah.
This time I went
Just
with no intent. No girl was in Australia for me.
Yeah. Well, I always told you, and I think I remember when we used to talk. When you didn't just block me out of your life, but
Fuck each other.
Yeah. But I used to tell you that I was like, hey, that's not working. That whole's not gonna work. The whole, I would tell you, right?
Everyone said that. Yeah,
Oh,
everyone
okay.
said it's not going to work. But you can't. You got to follow your heart.
True, but but it was like but the whole thing was not because it was a long distance, because you just in a week you were living to something like that. Or is this another one?
This is a different. My last girlfriend.
Oh.
We moved in together after 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's not gonna work, obviously.
Oh, but you know what? To this day, I don't think that was a bad idea.
Why was that?
So the relationship didn't work out. You were right, but if we never moved in together, we might still be together right now.
That's true. You don't know. You don't see the real person.
Moving in with someone early, if you're both comfortable with it, expedites the relationship very fast.
That's true. I do agree with that.
So in my dating book that I'm writing,
in
my head that I haven't actually started writing,
pop-up book.
Yeah, in 12 tips to dating with Ari Manis, one of the tips is move in together very fast.
Got it.
This is a non-traditional approach.
Yeah,
but you don't have time to waste. If you're out there in the dating pool and you're over 30 years old, you're not getting any younger.
No.
Move in with the girl right there, and if you guys don't get along, move on to the next girl.
Well,
or guy.
I kind of did that with my girlfriend.
How long were you guys dating?
More than a year.
Okay, so that's no one would say that's weird. If you're dating someone over a year and you move in, that's normal.
Okay. Yeah, but okay. All right. So
it's not Christian, but it's normal.
I'm living in sin.
Yeah.
No, but I did try to meet her family pretty quick in the relationship. And same thing with your logic, because I was like, yeah, I like this girl. If I'm gonna continue seeing her, I want to see if her family's not crazy or nuts or whatever. So
for me, even if it's nice if the girl has a nice family that likes me. But even if I met a girl's family and they hated me and they were crazy, I'm still gonna date her if I like her.
That's not gonna work either.
No, not for you. Your family's that important to you?
No, because to me it's like once you're with the girl and she's connected. I mean, unless the girl has no relationship with the family. But if she has she has a relationship with her family. You're not just dating her. You're dating her whole family. So at the end of the day, even if you hate them, it ain't gonna work in the long term, because she wants to go do stuff with her friends.
Well, so if they hate me, then you're right. I do have to make a choice. I say to her, "Hey, is it me or your family? Who do you pick?"
Of course, and then then she will take the gun and just.
And if a girl's not willing to pick me over her family, then it wasn't love to begin with.
So you care. You would you would not talk to your family.
Sometimes I even give girls the choice, even if their family likes me, just as a test. To how much she loves me.
Oh, okay.
I'll say, hey, I don't like your family, or do you choose me or them?
Oh, yeah.
And if she chooses me, then I say, okay, you can keep your family too. It was a test and you passed.
Got it. Is this some kind of sexual dominant stuff that you?
No, there's no sexual.
Yeah, it's I
just the girl needs to. I need to be.
It's it's very pimp.
No, it's just
It's you better. Is it me or your family?
She's got to be loyal.
Yeah, but she has her family too.
Me first. What if me and her dad are falling off a cliff? Who does she choose? It's got to be me.
It depends how long you've been going out.
True.
If it was a week, I'm like, she's
gonna
choose her dad.
The 3 weeks move in, I don't use that same rule with the family.
No. But what about if the girl tells you don't talk to your family anymore, your brother?
That'd be easy for me.
That'd be easy. You just cut them out. Easy.
Yeah, I barely talk to my family. They're gone.
Yeah, you're gone. Nothing. I don't want to see.
I'm
them
very
anymore.
cold. Love first.
Love first.
Love always wins.
Love, yeah, except with your family.
Love wins
except for your family.
Except for family love.
Wow. Okay. So I do think too that definitely the moving in together does work with it does make everybody you can see how real. I have a bits about that, how you literally see how the person really. You could be going out with them, but once we're friends, but we live together, we're really gonna see
true,
how we are.
I've had moving in with friends
that
ruin
the
the friendship,
yeah,
and I've had the opposite where we
Makes
became best friends, but yeah, I've had.
And I think it's also I think too is that people don't fucking get is just because you're moving with somebody, let's say we move in together, and then it's we don't get along well, doesn't mean that a relationship has to it just means that us living together doesn't work.
Yeah.
Other
and
time,
hopefully you catch it early enough to where you can
course,
move out
to
and
be
still
like,
be friends.
yes,
Because if you're living with someone and it doesn't work, you're gonna build a resentment.
That reminds me of
person.
somebody.
No, yeah.
Didn't you guys live together?
No, me and Alex never lived together.
Oh, okay.
But
I thought you did.
we've had our differences,
Of course,
in the past.
Yeah.
We spent a lot of time together.
So that it was kind
That
of
can
living.
also do it.
Well, also
it
you
wasn't
kind of
living.
live
It
in the
wasn't
same.
living. Well, we live in the same building, but it's not the same. But same thing happens if you get very close with someone. It's like you get in fights with your family.
Of
you
course.
just feel comfortable enough to where you
like,
let things bother you.
Yeah,
and
yeah. Or to just start telling people do this and like
whatever
without
it is.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is
Build
I have a
resentment.
rule where I tell people if you're gonna move in together, like you think like eat a rotisserie chicken in front of each other.
Just to watch each other eat.
Yeah, because eating rotisserie like just fried just chicken with your hands, that's the most animalistic caveman thing you can do. So if you go and you see the other person, the other girl, and you're like, and if you still like her after all that disgusting shit, then you go like, this is gonna work out.
Dude, there's some truth to that. I mean, my last girlfriend, one of our biggest problems was she was messier than me. I would find hairs all over the shower, and I would, first
because you're very clean, right?
I'm a clean guy, and I just said, hey, if you don't mind, could you clean your hairs from the shower? And me thinking her response would be, oh yeah, I'm sorry about that, I will. But instead it was like, hey, that's part of living with me. I have hair. I have hair, and I'm like,
fuck
okay,
that. No,
yeah, everyone has hair.
No, that's a bad
Everyone's got
response.
issues. Yeah.
No, that's I mean that. Yeah, the logical bit of like, oh, I'm sorry, I'll do it later. Whatever.
Right.
And I was like, sorry, this is what you get.
Yeah, that was almost the mentality I got. So I was like, I don't think this is gonna work. Where some guys are like, I don't care about hair. Sure.
That's true. It
Some
just
guys
depends
are some guys are messy too.
Of course.
And they leave, shit stains on the toilet
And that's
bowl.
the thing. Is like, of course, it's like it doesn't. And that's the thing. Is like it's knowing. I think that's the thing. What people do, a lot of people do, is like they always try to force the issue. Like if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and it's fine. It's nobody's fault. Like you saw, like you're better.
Just too different.
Yeah, you're better with somebody that doesn't care about being clean and cares.
You could go live in filth with another guy.
Yeah, go. Yeah.
I stayed at this couple's house the first time I went to Australia, in Perth, Australia. And I got there, and I was very poor at this time. Mm-hmm. Not that I'm rich now, but I was like, I was staying at a $20 hostel, and someone offered me a spare bedroom, and I was like, yes, I need that $20.
Yeah, because you share the hostel, right? I never stay.
You share
never
a
stay
room
in a
with
hostel.
like 6 other people,
Yeah, I don't like
so, that. And which also wasn't nice, but for me, it was more, oh, good, now I could save $20 a night.
Oh, it's more about saving the money.
That's where I was at in my life, where I was losing money on that trip, and I just couldn't afford to do it.
Yeah.
So they offered me a room, and I needed to take it.
And who was this?
This was just this couple, 2 comedians at the time living in Perth, and they were together in an apartment. They had a second bedroom.
Okay.
And I get there,
disgusting,
and their apartment is disgusting. They have cats and they have birds, and it's like there's feathers everywhere and bird food all over the apartment. It was carpet, so it was all over. It was just their kitchen with their bathroom. It was nasty, and I'm a clean guy.
Yeah.
So I walk in, and I'm like, shit. But at the same time, I wanted to save that money. So I thought to myself, you know what?
Just one night.
No, but that's the thing. It was like a week.
Oh, fuck.
So I'm saying to myself, so I walked in, I said to myself, I'm going to clean their apartment for them as a gesture for them having me for free.
That.
No, they didn't hate it. And I was like, and then I'll get the clean place, and I'll feel like I did my part, and I didn't just
abuse
take
advantage of it.
I was like, oh, this will be nice. I'll clean their apartment. It'll be clean the week. So they go to work the next day. I spent like 3 hours cleaning their apartment top to bottom, thinking I'm doing a nice thing. I'm getting my own room here. This is going to be great. They come home, and they're very thankful. They're like, wow, you didn't have to do that. That's so nice to you. The next day, one day, it's all back to filth. It's one day the place is just... They were the dirtiest people.
Oh, God.
And the next day, it was just completely... I'm like, what in the...
That's funny. It's like I just spent 3 hours cleaning this.
Yeah, I didn't say
How
it.
did they get it so dirty?
At that point, I don't know. But I vacuumed the floor, I did everything. And the next day, even my room, the room that I'm staying in, that they're not even in, the next day was dirty. I'm like, what?
Did you guys, while I was asleep, did you guys just destroy this place? Like,
so at that point, I just accepted it. and I lived.
That's who they are. Yeah, that's who
I
they are.
accepted it, and I said I'm not cleaning this place again.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna live like they do for the next week. And I was just lived in filth and tried to leave the apartment as much as I could, and just kept my bed clean.
Yeah.
And just went in my clean little bed corner.
That's so funny. I am like that too. I'm clean. I like to keep things clean. Luckily, with my girlfriend, like we're both kind of the same. You know, right now it's like we don't have. You know, it's also annoying with like the cat and the dog. They spend so much. You know, they throw so much like fucking hairs all over.
Yeah.
So like we have to constantly clear.
That's a part
you
of
know,
it.
but I mean, at least to keep everything kind of. Because to me, it's like it's not what about. Because right now, for example, we don't have like that much stuff in the apartment, but it's not. It's like it's about keeping it clean. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's not about how much. Because to me, it's just this. You know, I can't live with people that like or you know go in the car. I always try to keep it as clean as I can. You know, stuff like that. It's like I grew up that way. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, that's a thing. Luckily with roommates people that I have, I've always been like that. Like Hanok was also clean too.
You just talk about it ahead of time. Now you learn. There's certain things where I ask them before you don't find out until you live with them. And now I have. Do you like to party? Do you clean?
That was
things like that.
What? So
if someone likes to party a lot, I can't live with them.
Oh, okay.
If they throw parties constantly, because I don't like to party.
You
I don't
mean
like
like party like in their house?
Even both. If someo's an
Coming at
alcoholic,
3
in the morning and drinks all the time, I'm not gonna
course.
like them as a roommate.
Of course, yeah. That's nothing. What are you offering? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get that. It's funny. You're getting older, bro.
I've always lived like an old man. I've never had a period where I like to be dirty and rage every night.
On party.
I had a period where I thought I was supposed to, and I tried it,
and it wasn't you.
and I never liked it. But
Got
there
it.
was a period where I just did it for a while because I'm like, I'm supposed to like this stuff. Yeah.
I did it when I was, like 20, 19,
19,
20, 21, 20, where it was like literally we're like, I would go out every weekend, and it was like every time I went to sleep at 2, 3 in the morning, 3 in the morning, and like, and it was just constant, so I kind of like outgrew that. So for me, it's like, in terms of girls, like that's why it works with my girlfriend, because even though she's younger than me, she has kind of like an old soul kind of thing, or like doesn't. So she's also not into crazy partying and stuff like that. Which then to me it wouldn't work. Like I'm done. Like I'm like I can't. I did that already, and I don't want to do that shit anymore.
Yeah, I don't. If a girl's like, "Come on, let's go to a bar," I'm like,
no.
I
like to eat well, like go to a restaurant, get nice bread, have nice drinks, whatever, And look, once in a blue moon, I'll party, But to me, it's like right now, I have to mentally and physically prepare. If I'm gonna party like a lot or drink a lot, I have to like literally look at my schedule.
I have to have 2 bottles of water next to my bed.
And I have to go like, okay, so tomorrow the day is done. Like because if I'm gonna get fucked up, then that next day I'm useless.
Yeah.
Like before, when I was like 21. I will wake up at fucking went to sleep at 4 in the morning. I wake up at 9 to fuck
go to
play
work.
soccer. We fucking then party again. Like nothing happened. Like now it's like no, it's like a whole issue. So it's like like I have to like
you're 37, dude.
I know, man.
Oh man.
So you gotta be like, you know what? That's what people do. Like after shows, it probably happens to you. Like people like, hey, let's party.
Oh,
and I'm like, I just flew in like for 6 hours.
I'm leaving tomorrow morning.
I have to leave tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
It's like. I need to get some. I just want to go to my hotel and sleep.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
even if it's a hot girl.
Oh yeah,
I'm like, no,
that's
I'm not meeting you at a bar.
That's another thing about getting older too, bro. Because it's like, and to me, that's always like, if there's an advice that I want to tell people, especially that are younger, like, do all that shit when you're young. You want to just kind of like kill those stages in your life.
Yeah.
Because it's like. I went through that. Like I already party, and I went through all with the girl stuff and stuff like that, where you're like, you'll do anything like just to have sex with a girl. You know what I mean? Like I remember when I moved here, I drove would drive to like 3 hours to like Newport Beach, just not even to have sex, just to even kind of like maybe try to have not
just to like meet a girl for coffee. So I'll drive to San Diego for coffee.
Of course, Like now it was like like you think now obviously no, but like the same thing. It was like. Like doing I don't want to. I know. I just prefer to go.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna go meet a girl at a bar, get drunk, spend money, stay up late, and maybe
have sex,
and then even if we have sex, she lives here, I live in LA.
I have to wake up early. I think to me it's like it's one of those things where it's like once to me it's like you gotta do, but to me it's always I always have to tell people do that first. Because then, so you already know what you're not missing. to me, it's like you already went through that. So it's
Yeah,
like you don't know
it sucks.
You know it sucks. You know, it's like this is not gonna end well. Like I don't, or I have to do stuff.
It's true,
right?
and you need to do it in order to know. So you could have me and Francisco saying, "Don't go out and party. It sucks.
No, you're not
gonna like it. You have to do it."
It's like what you went through when you said about your breakup. Like to me, that's like I think everybody, and it's always to
needs
do
to
it
go through a bad breakup.
a bad, like a horrible, like you're my, you know, when you feel like my life is over.
Yeah.
Like especially when you're young, because
Yeah.
that teaches you like, oh, okay, I went through that. The worst is like, I never like, or never those people that get married early. You know, they never have any other relationships. It's just like the high school sweetheart.
Oh my god!
And they're like, I'm here. I'm married 30 years, and they're like, there's like zombies. Like, so you never fucked anybody.
and then if they do break up, they're weirdos.
They're weird. They don't know how to act.
Yeah,
they never went through all the shit that we went through. So it's like now, like, and then the worst is like when you're like 50 years old, 55, and like now you're trying to party again. Now you're the creepy uncle.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. If you don't go through that's how you become creepy. You don't go through stuff when you're young.
Of course, you gotta. That's true.
Maybe that's what it is.
That's what it is. You become. That is true. You become creepy if you don't do crazy stuff. If you don't, here it is. You become the creepy uncle if you don't do the creepy stuff when you were young.
Yeah, because it's true. You see a 20-year-old kid at a bar shit-faced and hitting
creepy
on girls, you go, it's some
20.
dumb idiot.
Yeah.
You see a 60-year-old guy at a bar creeping on girls, you go, that's a fucking creep. That's an alcoholic creep.
Or even if like you see a 21-year-old guy just running the street, just like fucking showing his cock. Yeah, you're like, oh, look at that fucking asshole. What a dumbass. As a 55-year-old dude, that's a creep. Go get him arrested. He's fucking showing, you know what I mean? Yeah. And also because he's old, he's not doing it at 3 in the morning. He's doing it at 3 in the afternoon in front of some park, some kids park. It's like, yeah, it's even more creepy.
That's a creep. That's your next stand-up bit right there.
That's what's funny. The creepy uncle, yeah.
I'm going to play a couple calls before we get out of here.
All right.
This is from Ashley Tamar Davis.
Okay. And is a call that they called?
This is a call. They leave voicemails. They want help from us.
Oh, okay.
They don't know that they're who's the guest when they leave it, so they're not. It's not for you specifically, but it's for the show.
Got it.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but my husband has recently filed for a divorce, something that I never thought I would ever experience in a million years. And my question is, should I fight for my marriage? He says that he feels that I deserve more. I deserve more money. I deserve a better house. I deserve a better spouse. And at this point, I feel like my hands are tied because I feel like he's pushing me away. So, what should I do?
I mean, she didn't really give us much info on how she feels. You feel like your hands are tied. Well, it sounds like you don't want him that bad.
True. But also, like, first of all, like, her voice it sounded like...
Oh, she was definitely reading whatever she said.
Right? It felt like it was like it felt like
a robot.
Yeah. Like a robotic. So...
Yeah.
I mean...
But based on just the words that she said.
I mean... I'm more concerned. It's like, is this a 3D printer of a person? But no, what she said, I think is like, yeah, she said her hands are tied.
Yeah, if that's your attitude, then yeah, ditch him. He's clearly not that important.
And to me, it's like obviously if a guy's telling a girl like, look, I don't deserve you, I don't need you, like this is all, it's because he has another girl already.
He could.
You know what I mean? Because it's like he doesn't feel guilty about...
Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he just doesn't want you anymore. But if your attitude is, what do I do? Or my hands are tied, then yeah, you're never going to get him back. Because your attitude right now should be either he's an asshole and I don't want him either. Or it should be, oh my gosh, I need to better myself and get him back. I need to exercise. I need to cook him dinner. I need to tell him I love him. I need to... be nice and
but then she said that if she said my thing too is like if you already did all what you could do to make the relationship work and the guy's like no, you know what, that's it, it's fine, it's like it's over, like
50% of marriages end in divorce,
but don't
you're part of that,
and it's fine that it doesn't work, just be like, and then just go back to your Westworld and because she's an android. You know?
Just be another robot on the internet. No, I think a lot of these callers, they get nervous. That's a lot of people who've never left calls before like this.
Got it.
And they get so nervous that they like rehearse it or write it down and are reading it off of their computer.
Okay.
So
it's like George Costanza.
So most of these people call in, they sound so unnatural.
That's why it sounded completely. That's why I'm like, is this like a real thing?
Because it's not someone calling, hey, what's up?
I know.
I'm doing this. It's someone going,
I felt that's what I mean. That's why I was like, it caught me off guard because I was like, is this real or?
Okay, we'll take one more. This is from Charlie Battaglia.
All right, here it goes. So, I just found out that the guy that I thought my whole life to be my dad isn't actually my real dad. But I don't know how to tell him. What should I say?
Wait,
He
doesn't know? That's so weird.
That's true. How does it that doesn't
tell him? So I guess his mom cheated on his dad.
It's probably one of those guys, yeah, where like she got pregnant and she's like, "It's yours," and then he never bothered to actually know, like, you know, and they got married before the kid was born. You know what I mean?
Wow, this is
that sounded more real. He was like, I felt like he was like in the bathroom.
That sounded super.
Wow,
real.
Man, okay, so I guess his mom told him, it's like, hey, your dad is not your real dad, and now you gotta tell him. Which would be, you know, so like he wants to know how he would tell his fake dad. I would get a whip. No,
I think you just need to, if you live in the same city, I think you should do it in person.
Of course. Yeah, this is not.
It's something you're going through
texting.
together, really. I mean, this isn't. Here's the thing: you would want to know if the tables were turned.
Yeah.
If he knew and you didn't, you'd want him to tell you. So tell him in that same way that you'd want him to tell you. You'd probably want him to sit you down and be like, "Hey, listen, I love you.
Mm-hmm.
You've always been my dad."
I think it's like, yeah, I think you'd leave with that.
If that's the case, hopefully he was a good dad. You say, "You're still my dad in my eyes, but I found out this information, and I think you should know, and I hope that doesn't change things between us.
Yeah.
But I found out that you are not my biological father."
Yes. And then I would just be like, and now go talk to your mom. Bye. And I do think actually Charlie go to meet with him, you know, go have a drink, go have a beer, go eat whatever. And one thing that I recommend, you know, I think I like what you said, you just gotta go straight do it, but like do it after like you eat or after you drink. Like don't right in the beginning, you know what I mean?
But then he'll be thinking about it the whole meal. But
that's
how
what I'm
do I
saying.
break the news?
No, but you gotta, you know, remember The Godfather when
he's into it.
Yeah, but when he, you know, like when he kills the people to become the Godfather, like he didn't do it right away. He sat down, they were eating, then he went to the bathroom, you know, and then he pulled the thing. So I think it's like that. It's like, hey, Dad. It's like, hi, how you doing? I don't think it would be just like, I mean, don't take like an hour and then do it. It'd just be like maybe like 15 minutes to set up the whole thing. It's like,
yeah.
Maybe talk about like,
after you order food. Don't do it after you get your food. Don't do it
after he pays the bill.
After the bill, even.
No.
Just don't do it while the waiter is still at the table.
Of course, you don't want the waiter. It's like, so who's got the calamari? You're not my dad. Okay.
Do you know how many sexual partners your girlfriend has had?
That's one. Okay, that's actually a thing that I'm glad you mentioned.
Yeah.
I did that with the other crazy girlfriend that I had, and it's the worst thing you can do. Don't do that.
That's
like,
what I mean.
I told her, like, even like I think sometimes my girlfriend actually brought it up. I'm like, I don't want to know.
Yeah, I don't want to know.
I don't care what you did. I don't care if you did what. I don't want to know, because then it's like Inception. That shit gets in your mind.
Right. Then you're thinking about it.
You're gonna think about it more and more. And
but
then
if you found out now, so let's say hypothetically speaking, you found out, your girlfriend says to you, so when I was younger, I went through a wild period of sex, and just so you know, I love you and I'm loyal to you, but I've had sex with 100 people.
Okay. It's over. We're done.
Really?
Yeah, I can't do it anymore. No.
See, for me,
100 people?
100 people.
That's too much.
See, for me, if I found it out from a girl after living together,
it's a lot. 100? What are you fucking running a fucking
10
prostitute?
is not a lot.
I mean 10. Think
about this: if they're 30, if the your girlfriend's a little younger, but if she's 30 years old, that means 1 a year from when she was 20. That's not bad. If I found a girl had sex with one guy a year.
No, I'm saying 10 is not. I mean, I'm saying 10 would have been like, okay, 100 is
100 is a lot. I agree.
Yeah.
But if you live with this person, you love this person, she's loyal, and that was in the past. If you find out, for me, I wouldn't necessarily end the relationship because of that information.
No,
but if she told me that on the first date,
bye.
In the first hour, she goes, by the way, you just to be up forward, I've had sex with 100 guys.
Yeah.
I'd be like, Cool.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
And plus,
Yeah.
you know what they say too is like when guys say like, "Oh, I had sex with 100 girls," means it's only been 10 girls. The opposite with girls. When they said 100 girls, it's 1,000 men.
It's 1,000.
No.
1,000.
So no, for
Yeah.
me, I'm like, I told her like, I don't want to know. I don't care like the number. I don't want to know even guys that you dated with. I don't want to know pictures. I'm like, because to me it's like, it's kind of like. It's been like, to me, like, I learned my lesson. It's like, you don't, especially my thing, like,
sometimes better ask, don't tell.
Guys,
Don't
you don't
ask, don't
just
tell.
pretend. I don't want to pretend. Like,
Yeah.
I know that you've been with people and stuff like, but I don't want any details because like, it messes you with your mind. You know, as a guy, you're like, wait, then you start.
And then I'm comparing myself to people
yourself,
too.
yeah.
That's the worst. Where she goes, "Well, my last boyfriend never did that. I'm not your last
No,
boyfriend.
no,
I don't want to
yeah,
hear
yeah,
about
yeah,
your last
yeah.
boyfriend. You should have never said that in the first
the
place."
only way that I would accept my girlfriend or whatever to talk about their whatever past relationships if they have a kid together. If they had a child together,
Sure, then you have to know
then you have to
something.
know something.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I get it. Then I'm like, okay, fine. But like after that, I don't care. Like if it could have been 100. I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Here's something that I do with every girlfriend that I get too. So I say, before we could be exclusive and be with each other, we have to go to the church and get you to be a virgin again. And I
Okay.
take her to the church. I have her
like that.
rebaptized in holy water, and she's
But
a
you're
born again
Jewish.
virgin. Yeah, but Jews don't do that thing. Jews don't create new
Can you be a
virgins.
virgin as a Jewish person?
So yeah, Jews, you can't go to like a synagogue.
How do you call
and
a
become
virgin?
a virgin again?
How do you call a virgin? Is it virgin? Like, because virgin is like a saint, but also virgin means no sex, right?
To me, a virgin is someone who has never had sex.
Okay.
So I, of course, would only date a pure woman who's a virgin.
Like a pure Aryan woman?
No.
Oh,
no.
okay.
It could be any
Because you're a
race.
single white guy?
Could be almost any race.
Okay.
But
But he's got to be a virgin.
got to be a virgin. So after we date a little while, and she wants to get serious with me, I take her to the church down the street, and I say, make this girl a virgin.
Okay. And the Pope, and not the Pope, but the priest.
The priest, whoever's
They
working
do
there
that?
in charge,
Yeah.
they go, yes, sir, and I give him the $150, and he makes
It's
her a virgin.
$150 to virginize somebody?
$155,
To
but yeah.
virginize somebody?
It's at this place, the place I go to.
That's the going rate right now?
Yeah, $155
Okay.
is the suggested
I
donation.
got a couple of girls I need to virgin.
Yeah, you bring them there, they make conversion, you go home, you
Is
get
it a
what you want.
mist? It's how does it? Is it a hose? Mist? Did they
Oh, it's
duck?
like a little fountain.
Like a fountain.
They dunk them in. They dunk them in the fountain.
What is it?
She gets a bath.
You know when you baptize, you go through your head, but do they put it under, like around your
everywhere.
everywhere? Okay.
Yeah, you just get your whole body has to become pure.
Got it.
Yeah.
And that's what you do with every girl.
For me, I'm not saying you need to do that with your girlfriend or every
Yeah.
guy out there needs to do that. For me, I like pure women. Yeah, I like a
Pure-
woman of
you like a
purity.
woman. That's
Yeah.
that's all you want. That's all you.
That's
care.
what I want.
So
yeah.
then you ask them too. So then you ask them, like that girl asks you like, hey, I went through all this stuff. You like when you're dating somebody, that's the first thing you tell is like, I like a pure woman. So if you're having with
It's
any
not
other
the
guy-
first thing, but once we get serious.
Okay.
So like once
Before
I
you
can
have
tell that
sex.
she wants to be my woman
Mhm.
and I want to be her man,
Yeah.
I go, hey, just so you know, it's nothing against you and your past, but I only date pure women.
Pure woman, yeah.
So if you want to continue this relationship, we're gonna have to go to the church and
Got it. And she's
you
like,
pure.
okay. It's like, so you're just gonna take a shower? Yeah, pretty much.
that's how you
It's just
explain
a
to him. It's
shower.
just basically
A shower with holy
a
water.
bath with a priest, and he makes you pure again.
Got it. All right. Well, that's you. I mean, one thing though, I do want to say, like, that's why, like, I sometimes it's hard, not hard for, but like, you know how like when you're a celebrity, known celebrity, like these people that like they date people that already, you know, like Kim Kardashian, for example, like everybody knows who she's been with. There, you can actually see
Yeah.
it. It's like I never, like me as a guy, like how would you be like Kanye West is kind of like, okay, but she's been with so many other guys that you know they did it. You know, it's kind of like, and you're still like,
It's that celebrity culture, but I think that this could be an assumption, but it's an assumption I'm willing to make. I think that any woman that calls TMZ and has like magazine articles about their relationships, because most of these girls do it on purpose. There's
Of
occasional,
course.
you might see Jennifer Aniston or some really high profile woman and it gets leaked and they're covering themselves. I'm not going to blame them for that. But when you see Kim Kardashian, who's famous for a sex tape,
they work together,
and they're literally making it known who they're with,
yeah.
they're all stupid, and I would never go out with them to begin with.
Yeah.
Those women are dumb.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was gonna.
And
yeah.
I know that's an assumption, but but it's one that I'm standing behind until proven otherwise.
Okay, but what happened if it's not those type of girls, but you're a celebrity? But let's say you're gonna, like Natalie Portman, for example.
And you just know who her ex-boyfriend is because it's a known thing.
Okay, yeah. Look, would that? I think
at some point you have to be confident as a man.
I'm fine.
I've been with other women.
Yeah.
She's been with other men. We like each other. We're two consenting adults. We're both Jewish.
Got it.
Let's do this. Natalie Portman's Jewish.
Of course, I know. Yeah, I know.
Did you see the Moby thing?
Yeah, like he went, like he was.
Yeah, see, like she didn't ask for that. In
That's
fact,
true.
when you think about it, like
he's the one that brought it up, and then she's like, "No, you did. No, you." So
yeah,
he
she was keeping it all in the deal. She was being
course.
respectful of Moby,
Yeah.
but he went out and said, "Hey, I used to hook up with Natalie Portman,"
and then
she's like,
"No,
whoa.
Yeah. He messed up because he wanted to get
He was trying to get that little
the
fame
TMZ
spike,
thing.
that TMZ thing, and making his book a little spicy.
And that is true because that's what that I'm pretty sure it was some stupid publicist that told him that shit. It's like, hey, do this, and he's like, really? Yeah, you want to sell the book or whatever? It's
right.
Like, oh, okay, fine.
For all I know, they really did date.
Of course.
But she's like, hey, yeah, we dated. I wanted that private, so now I'm going to say we never dated. I'm not saying that's what happened. I believe her that they never even dated and he was just a creep.
Of course.
But
he was a creep.
But even if he wasn't, keep that shit private. Even if they really dated, why would you write that in your book?
But it's like, that's funny you mentioned the whole Kim Kardashian. They do work with them because, like, I remember one time on one interview that it was Matt Damon, I believe, or something. And he was like, and they're asking him, like, hey, how come you never see your life and all this magazine and stuff like that? He's like, because I'm boring. Because I'm like, I got a wife, I got kids, I go to work and I do my movies and I just come back and that's it. And that's literally that's why you never see like guys like that or Leo DiCaprio or Meryl Streep, because they don't want it. Like if you really want to be incognito, you can really do it, especially when you have money. So it's like these people that are always like in TMZ or stuff like that because they talk.
Most of the time they want it.
Of course, they work with each other.
Most of the time they're calling TMZ, hey, I'm going to be at this nightclub.
Of
if you want to
course, I'm going to be going there in 3 or no, like
or their publicist is, or someone they know is.
It's all like a whole play, and people believe all that shit, because it became a business, the whole reality TV thing.
But then sometimes they get people too.
What do you mean?
Like sometimes they will just harass people and
there's some people that are annoying. Like it's just like, especially like when they have like, to me also like, you got to be respectful, especially when you're going through something really bad or personal or whatever, and they just right in your face like, so what's gonna happen to your kid? I'm like, dude, like of course you're gonna.
Have you seen the movie Paparazzi?
No.
It's this celebrity guy, and these paparazzi he's always hated them, but he puts up with them. And one day they're like following his family home or something, and they cause a car accident, and either his wife or kid gets hurt because of it. It's a fictional movie. Mm-hmm. So then he goes and hunts and kills the paparazzi that were too invasive. Oh, wow. It's pretty cool though.
Really?
It's a good movie.
It's called Paparazzi.
It's called Paparazzi.
Is it?
I liked it. I think it got kind of bad reviews, but it was like an action movie where the guy, this paparazzi hurts his family member, and then he goes and kills them.
Yeah. Which is what a lot of most people would want to do with all the crazy paparazzi. Well, so that's what happened with
this was basically like porno for celebrities who hate paparazzi. They probably watch this movie and they go like, yeah.
Supposedly that's why one of the reasons that Princess died, kind of like because they were being chased by the paparazzi, and then they fucking got into a crash.
Yeah, exactly.
Because of that, you know what I mean? So it's
there you go.
Yeah.
Revenge. Well, thanks for doing the podcast. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. That was fun.
Yeah. You're welcome back in 3 years. See you later.
All right. Thanks.